Hey guys, my name is Joey. Welcome to Cake and Bake, the channel where we learn to bake together. Today we're going to learn how to decorate a basic chocolate layer cake. If you're curious about any of the equipment that I use in this video, check out the description below. It's all there. We're gonna get started. So I have 3 8x2 cakes here. First, we're going to put the cake on, we're going to put some icing down, just a little. And then we're going to take our spatula and kind of spread it out. All right. And then we're going to put our cake on top in the center. All right. And then the first step is we want to make our cake even so that they're flat. The icing sits nice and it looks nice when it's cut into. So to do this, you want to look to see where the bottom of the hill, I call it, is. And you just kind of cut around, kind of keeping the knife even and flat. And you want to go like maybe 1/2 inch in to begin with, just to make a little dent in it. And then once you make it fully around, you start going deeper. All right, and then you have a flat layer. All right, so the next step is to douse the cake layers in simple sugar. So, broke my bottle, so this is what I have, a measuring cup. And this just keeps it moist while decorating. You know, it could take a while to make a layered cake, so you know, if you're not putting simple sugar, it's not going to be moist. So after the cake is covered with simple syrup, you're going to take your icing bag and just do a fair layer starting from the center out. This is about 1/2 inch. Almost to the edge. All right, and then you're going to put your next layer on and repeat the process with the simple syrup and the icing. All right, so the next step is the crumb coat. This is just a coat of icing that you put on the outside. It's your first coat to just capture all the crumbs in the cake. And you want to do this so that your final layer doesn't look all dirty. The best word to use. So I'm just going to use my piping bag, but it's not exactly necessary.
So as you can see, I am just pushing the icing to the side, and then once it gets to the side, I am pulling it down onto the sides of the cake. You want to make sure you cover the whole cake in a very thin layer of icing so you capture all the crumbs. This will help when you do your final layer. It'll make it a lot neater because there won't be crumbs in the final layer. And lastly, you just want to smooth out any rough edges in preparation for your final coat of icing.
So then you're going to want to pop this in the freezer for between 15 and 30 minutes. And then you'll want to put the final coat on when you could touch the icing and nothing comes out on your finger. So the next step is to do your final coat. To do this, I again use my icing bag just so I can get an even layer. And I start in the center. And it's not like the end of the world if it's not entirely even, because you're going to make it even. Can't run out of icing this time. Nope. Please God. I'm almost there. We're just gonna have to make it work because I'm not making more icing. That's that. We're gonna have to make it work. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. We officially ran out, guys. This is horrible. Lesson of the day. Make double the icing than you think you need. And then just store it. Alright. So what you're going to do is you're going to make this as even as possible. And I have a bowl here. In between, when I have got a lot of icing on here, you want to scrape it just like that to get the icing off. Okay, now that we have the layers somewhat even, we're going to take your straight edge. And I like to start from the top. And this is the hard part. Especially if you're a perfectionist like me. So I try to make the top as flat as possible. And as even as possible. Then I go to the sides. I'm gonna go back and forth for a little bit. This is the difficult part. So you kind of want to get down to the level of the cake and scrape in, scrape in, scrape in, scrape in. Don't forget to scrape your icing off because then you'll just be leaving it behind. Scrape in, scrape in. Oh no! Saved it. Save the day. One icing failure at a time. Alright, and then what's that is, okay. You want to flatten the top of your cake out again. This time I'm going to put slightly more pressure. And how much time you spend on this really depends on your standards and how you're decorating the cake. Because if you're decorating the whole top of the cake, I mean, say you're putting sprinkles on it or just covering it with icing decorations like roses or something like that, you don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this. All right. And there we have it.
Alright guys, here's the cake after I decorated it. I am very happy with the outcome of this. I have never made a layered cake before, so I give myself an A.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, go down and click that like button and make sure to subscribe. All right, see you next time.